Good morning, dear learners. Today we are going to read Feminist Writing. I'm Kalayarasi, Assistant Professor, Department of English from St. Joseph College of Arts and Science for Women, Huzur. In Feminist Writing, today we are going to see a short story named An Ideal Family. The name of the short story is An Ideal Family. It is written by Catherine Manfield. It is written by Catherine Mansfield. Let me see the author introduction. Kathleen Mansfield Murray, her full name is Kathleen Mansfield Murray. She was born on 14th October 1888 and her lifetime is up to 9th January 1923. She was a New Zealand writer and a critic who is considered to be an important author of the modernist movement. She belongs to the modernist movement. Her works are celebrated across the world and has been published in 25 languages. That much she was appreciated and her works were famous. That's why it was published in 25 languages. Okay, the author was born and raised in a house on Tinacori Road in the Wellington suburb of Thorndon. Mansfield was the third child in the Beauchamp family. She began school in Karori with her sisters before attending Wellington Girls' College. The Beauchamp girls later switched to the elite Fletcherburg Terrace School, where Mansfield became friends with Mata Mahupuku, who became a muse for her early work and with whom she is believed to have a passionate relationship. Let me see the major characters that revolves around the story. The characters are the main character is old Mr. Neil. The character name is Mr. Neil. He is an old person. Then the second character is Harold. The third one is Charlotte. Fourth one is Lola. And then Ethel. And then Marion. Harold was Mr. Neil's son. And Charlotte was the wife of Mr. Neil. Lola is the young baby. Ethel, daughter of Mr. Neil. Marion is also another daughter, and Lucy, that is also another daughter. She is a minor character in the work. Let me see the brief introduction about the characters in the short story. Mr. Neil, an old man who is struggling to embrace change. Harold, his son, not given to such meticulous attention in business. Charlotte and the girls were always at him to make the whole thing over to Harold, to retire and to spend his lifetime enjoying himself. Lola, the baby, chimes in loftily. Project daughters and their names are given in the list of characters. They do not have much role in the story. Charles is helping Mr. Neve with all small jobs. Henry Davenport and Mrs. Teddy Walker are the other characters just filling their role in the story. Neve is an old successful man having a hard time dealing with the fact that he has to retire soon. He has no confidence in his slacker son, so take over his business. His wife and daughters have been encouraging him to retire and take up a hobby. The fact that Mansfield sets a story in spring may also be significant as spring is suggestive of a new beginning or the start of a change, which the hanging of the business to Harald would be. It is also interesting that Mr. Neve appears to be struggling as he is walking home. Concern of others in the story, his wife and daughters are all beautiful. He assumes that they do not get married because he has given them such a good life at home. He reaches home to his house full of women. He hears Charlotte speaking to Ethel and Marion. Lola bursts into the room to greet him and runs away as quickly when the phone rings. They ask him why he walked home instead of taking a taxi. Marion is condescending and tells her mother she needs to be strict with him and that she spoils him. When they are asked about Harold, all they say is he said and change the topic. He sits down in this chair and dozes off. They continue to talk about the things he has no interest in. All he thinks is that they are too rich for him. He wakes up and is confirmed of visitors coming over that evening. Charles, he is a young man who works for them, helps Neve dress and leaves him in his room. He then falls asleep and has a strange, vivid dream. He dreams of a spider running around in the house and a voice telling him goodbye and and his family is unrecognizable to him. It's his young wife voice. He had fallen asleep and his entire life has been a dream. Then Charles opens the door and announces that dinner is ready. Old man Lee wakes up and says, I'm coming, I'm coming. So here we can conclude the short story. Harold is a very handsome, so handsome that all women, including his sisters and mothers, spoil and forgive him for everything. Mr. Neave says, Harold has been in the need of forgiveness since he was 13 years old. And now this young man stands to inherit his company, a company he says a man has to put his whole heart and soul into it, or it went all to pieces before his eyes.